Hello class. This week assignment I'll be talking about system analysis and design modeling methods. And as we all know, the system analysis and design modeling methods form an important aspect in making an effective information system. And before we continue with it, there are some key definitions I would like us to talk about. And the first key definitions I would like us to talk about is the system analysis. And with this one, this is where someone researches about an issues of a company and comes out with suggestions or comes out with something or develop a system to help adjust what has been found. Then move on to system design. So this is where details about what was being found is being built, or details about how the system will meet those analysis that was being made within a company. Yeah, within the company. Let me put it that way. We move on to the next or the last key definitions I would like us to talk about, which is the modeling. So with this one, this is where versions of a system is made to help people understand, talk about, and also write about. So after going through the system analysis and system designs, we come out with a model to suit what was being researched about. All right, with that said, let's move on to types of modeling methods. Types of modeling methods. So the first type of modeling method I would like us to talk about is the process modeling. So with the process modeling, it focuses more on workflow and activities. So a typical example of it is where data flow diagram, or a typical example is a data flow diagram showing how data moves from one system through the other. The next one I'll talk about is data modeling. With this data modeling, it focuses on data structure. And a typical example, or an example of it is an entity relationship diagram, which shows entities, attributes, and relationship between systems, or let's say data. The next one I'll be talking about is object-oriented modeling. With this modeling, it focuses on systems as interacting with objects. An example of it is diagrams like what? Class diagram, case diagram, sequence diagram, and I believe throughout this semester we'll be talking about or working about these types of diagrams. All right, so the last but not the least type I'll be talking about is the behavioral modeling. With this one, it focuses on system behavior over time. So as time goes on, it focuses on that one. And a typical example is a state diagram or activity diagram. All right, so people get to choose about modeling based on what the stakeholders need or the kind of team the person is having. Okay, so we move on to the key concerns of the system analysis and design modeling methods that we have. So the first one I'll talk about is accuracy. So with this one, I will say that it should be accurate, that it should reflect world or real world processes, and it should be some object of clarity with it. It should be very clarified. That is understandable to all stakeholders. The stakeholders which are involved should be able to get the real understanding of what you are trying to bring on board. We move on to completeness. That is where it should cover all necessary aspects of it. And the consistency, the last one, or the last concept I would like us to talk about is consistency. So this one should avoid conflicts between models and diagrams. Then we move on to the last aspect of our slide, which is the conclusion part, which says that modeling methods provide structured ways to understand, design, and communicate system solution. So after you were able to come out with the problem, you design the system to accompany what the solution or to communicate the solution. Mastering this concept helps to close the gap between business problems and technical solution. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video.